Hey everybody, welcome back to Time to Play DK64 Part 14, and I know I said I was going to be done with Frantic Factory last time, and kind of am, but what I really need to do here is get the Kasplat, or beat up Kasplat, get the blueprint, get the Banana Fairy, and get the heck out of here. That's all I really have to do, so after we're done with this, we can finally move on. That's going to be such a nice relief. Now, there's actually going to be a lot of cutting in this one. Well, I mean, I cut out almost 8 minutes of basic backtracking, and you're going to see one of them here. But don't worry, you're not missing out on much. The only thing that might have been cut out that was really of importance was putting a key in K Clumsy's cage. See, another cut. You missed the cage. That was it. Nothing really happened. It didn't open up another world. That's not because the other world's already open, so there's no point yet. So yeah, I went from all the way from the hub of Frantic Factory to the hub of the first world, Jungle Hijinks? I can't remember. Oh man, how can I call myself a DK fan if I can't even remember the name of the first world in DK64? What is wrong with me? Oh, maybe a banana will cheer me up. Oh no. Why am I going that way? Go back the other way. Oh, I don't think I should be doing this right now. Of course, yeah, it's all... I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't keep focused. I can't keep any thoughts straight. Basically, this is... I mean, if you tuned in last time, with all my bad speech impediments and whatever, you'll know that this is all post-commentary, and it's going to be post-commentary until I get to the Wii U version, which is when we get everything out of the second world. So until then, this is all post-commentary, which I'm hoping I can get a lot more generic Q&As done. But yeah, beyond that, I think I can... Before I get to the generic Q&As though, let's talk about the big announcement today. And I know it's going to become completely irrelevant by the time... in a week or whatever, but it is the Pokemon 20th Anniversary Direct that was 6 minutes long and told us virtually nothing! Hooray! Okay, really there was only like 2 little things that they told us, but I have to admit, watching it, I kind of felt a bit confused. It was like watching them announce the Wii U for the first time. I was like, wait a minute, what is this? What is this really supposed to be? I wasn't entirely sure if this was 7th generation because it didn't really seem like... They didn't show us anything. There was like no new Pokemon. It didn't show us any new locations. It was like, are you just showing us concept? Is this game even really going to be out by the holiday of this year? It doesn't even look like you have anything finished. Except for the trademark, which, you know, you leaked the other day, but that's cool. Or somebody leaked it. I don't care. Whatever. The only 2 big pieces of information that came from the Direct itself was the fact that you can now play in 2 of the Chinese languages. Because, you know, that's what my life was missing. Being able to play in 2 more languages I don't understand. I mean, that's cool that they've at least gone that extra mile. Another cut. That they actually put that in there, but really, I don't think a lot of the major audience is going to be that ecstatic for it. Seriously, I wonder who decided this was the best place to put that in. And the other announcement was any Pokemon that you get in Red, Blue, Yellow on the Virtual Console can be transferred over to Pokemon Moon and Pokemon Sun. And I'm probably going to get Pokemon Sun because I just like the Sun better. I'm already going off of bias like I always do when it comes to a Pokemon game. Which one am I going to get, X or Y? I'm going to get X because it just sounds cool. Which one am I going to get? Pokemon Black or White? I want Zekrom, so I'm going White. Got Black too because I wanted Zekrom, so a little bit of both. But mostly Zekrom. That was like the whole big announcement. That was it. You didn't need a Direct for this. Unless you were going to show off more, like an actual trailer, some commentaries. Just go back and look at the Pokemon Direct for X and Y and compare it to this one. There's no comparison. This one completely was underwhelming on every occasion. I mean, the confirmation is nice, but you didn't need a Direct for this. I felt like I actually got more information. I don't know why I'm going back up there. I don't know why they felt they needed a why they needed a direct for this. All they had to... I think I got more information out of the official text or whatever it is on the website that actually said that this was going to have brand new Pokemon, a brand new region, brand new adventure. So the whole time when I was watching it, I kept wondering, was this supposed to be the compilation? Was this supposed to be the game where you could actually go to all the other regions? And I guess it's not. So until I actually read that on Go Nintendo from the official Pokemon, whoever said it, I forget where it's at, but yeah. Apparently, I got more information from there than I did on this, and that's kind of sad. You were supposed to get me hyped and ready for the next big adventure in Pokemon, and you showed us what I believe is supposed to be just the frame wire of a new Pokemon that looks like Fletchling? Like, I think it's a new Pokemon, but you gotta admit, that looked way too much like Fletchling. Fletchling? I can't remember. I'm so bad. I've been out of the loop for so long. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a failure. I'm so bad, it took me forever to hit that balloon. Okay, so, yeah. Not exactly big thrilled on the Pokemon Direct. I really think they should have waited until they actually had a trailer and something special to go along with it. They didn't even talk about Did they even talk about Pokken? I don't even think they talked about that one. I think the only thing I really liked in that whole entire Direct was in the montage, and you saw everyone playing it in every language, but the one part I really loved was when somebody was traded a Magikarp, and then he got mad and hit the other guy. I was like, that's a hilarious moment to put in there. Like, yes, I love that moment. You traded me a Magikarp? We're not friends anymore. Like, that's a beautiful moment. But other than that, I felt like the Direct was pretty darn weak. I haven't really seen a whole lot of other people talk about it. So, except for one other person. And yeah, it's so disappointing. So, with that out of the way, I shall be happy to go over some generic Q&As. And our first one comes from Nicholas Lucada. I butchered your name, I'm so sorry. Any thoughts on the Witcher series? None whatsoever! Thank you for asking. In all seriousness, though, I'm sorry I have not played any of the Witcher games, but I've heard a lot of really, really good things. I'm not sure if I'd ever be interested in trying out this series, but at the very least, it doesn't seem like it's something I hate because it's popular, but I don't know. I shouldn't even say that. I don't want to hate something because it's popular. I want to hate it for the right reasons, not just because it's popular. But I really don't have anything negative to say about the Witcher series other than it just doesn't interest me that much. And going back once again, I don't think it's right to hate on something because it's popular. That's just me saying the first stupid thing that came out of my mouth. Yeah, I should just shortcut to killing off all enemies. Make them deaf tone. No, that's not deaf tone. Just make them deaf and then make them death. Make them deaf and then bring them to death. Deaf to death. Something like that. I'm so bad at this. Okay, so yeah. Next question. Dr. Link. Because eventually you're going to be a playable character in Smash. What is your favorite Smash game? Oh, very appropriate. Usually... Man, that's a bad aim. Usually, for me, when it comes to Smash, it's usually either the current Smash game or the next one. No Smash game has so disappointed me that I ever felt I needed to go back and play the previous one. I am not a tournament player. I do not care how competitive Melee can be. I have some really good memories with Melee, but I also have some really fun times and really wonderful moments in Brawl and in the first one. And right now, I can't stop playing the Wii U version. Actually, I'm hosting another Show Me Your Moves tournament right now. It's not going to be featured on YouTube, but it's pretty much the same way as it was last time. I'm just keeping true to my word of saying I'm going to try and do it almost every week, where I'm just going to host a tournament. I don't think I'm going to upload it, but I did set it to 3 minutes so that if you want, you can actually save one of those matches and upload it yourself if you really want to. But... you know, that's the way it's going. So, right now, hopefully there'll be a link in the description, or not a link, but at least the ID for the next Smash tourney. It'll have the date on there, and it's going to be completely irrelevant in about a month's time worth or something, but, you know, I figured this is probably the best place to do it, and for those of you who watch the Time to Plays, this is your extra reward, so thank you for sticking around. You deserve it. Alright, Meta 527 the second, I think. How would you compare Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 to each other, and why? Kingdom Hearts 1 had more platforming and exploration, and Kingdom Hearts 2 had more mini-games and focused a lot more on the combat. That's the way I would see it. Which one do I think is better? I mean, personally, I'm trying to play the final mix versions of them on the HD collections, and I haven't really been able to play that much of Kingdom Hearts 2 yet, but I thought the final mix of Kingdom Hearts 1 was a massive improvement. My goodness! Just wow. And not only that, but I felt like bosses that were really a pain for me before are easier. Bosses that were really easy for me before are a pain. So thank you for screwing with my mind like that. I appreciate it. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 feels more platformy and explorative, and Kingdom Hearts 2 feels more minigame-ish and button mashing, but it's like, it feels good button mashing, and there's a lot of different combos that you can do. Although it does kind of have the feeling of Hyrule Warriors, where one combo can really win you the day, but if you use certain combos enough, or if you use like the Valor forms, the Drive forms, I'm sorry, I can't remember which ones they are. Maybe it's both. But if you do that, then you unlock new abilities, and that's kind of cool. That's a good way of doing it. Okay, let's see. Psychotic Rabbit 3. Are there any animation channels that you watch on YouTube? You know what? There actually isn't. Mainly when I'm on YouTube, I tend to stick within the main, or not the main, but like with the people that I most talk to or associate with on my channel, and not a whole lot of them really do animation. The only one that really comes close is basically Fawful's Minion, so does that count? I don't know. Probably not. I'm sorry. Another cut, and we have Michael Devitt. What is the last movie you saw in a theater? Did you enjoy it? I think the last movie I actually saw was Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and fanboys are going to put a bounty on my head. I didn't exactly care for it. There, I said it. I didn't exactly care for it. To me, it felt like it was way too much of recycling of Episode 4. There's not a whole lot of characters I really liked except for maybe BB-8 and Poe, the TIE fighter. Or not the TIE fighter, but the pilot. I liked him. I was going into the movie with low expectations to begin with, if I can be honest with that. But good grief. There's really no way for me to explain it. There's no scene that I want to go back and rewatch. I didn't care for the lightsaber battle. I didn't care for the attack on whatever that planet was that held the deadly weapon. I felt like I didn't even care to even memorize the planet's names except for Jakku, which was probably like the easiest one of them all. And I actually thought that, okay, spoiler warning, and no, this isn't the big one, this is another one. I actually thought they blew up Coruscant. Turns out they didn't. That wasn't Coruscant. It looked like Coruscant, but it wasn't Coruscant. Because apparently, there was a book there was like a contents book. It was like I'm trying to remember, the Encyclopedia of Episode 7. Another cut. That actually said that they moved Coruscant to another planet to avoid past mistakes. I don't know why that would make a past mistake, but they did say like they moved the Republic to this planet instead of being on Coruscant, so Coruscant's still fine. But that planet, whatever that was, got blown up, so any attachment I had to like, they blew up Coruscant, was immediately lost. The other big thing that happened in the movie, I'm gonna be honest, didn't really faze me that much. I am sorry. No, I'm not. We can't really even talk about it, but in all honesty, I didn't enjoy it as much as everybody else. Maybe if the other two movies pick up the slack, maybe I can look back on it. But as of right now, I've only seen it once, and I really don't care to see it again. There, I said it. So hopefully this next question will put me in a better mood. Iggy the Maniac. Would you like to see Nintendo hand one of their properties over to create something along the lines of Hyrule Warriors like a Kirby Bomberman or Metroid Little Big Planet? Okay, I like where you're going with some of these ideas. However, Metroid Little Big Planet is never going to happen. That's a no-no. Nintendo will never allow that to happen. Will never let their IPs cut cross-promotion on another first-party platform. That's not going to happen. But the idea of Kirby Bomberman having Nintendo characters cross over with third parties, that's a completely different story. I'm not sure how Kirby Bomberman could work, but right now, I'm so desperate for a Bomberman game, I would take that. I would love to see that. Make it or something. Make another Wario versus Bomberman game. I don't care, just bring this guy back. Or better yet, have Mr. Pachinko sell off his rights to Nintendo, because if at least Nintendo got the rights to that Hudson Soft property, hopefully they'll pick up an interest and get the other properties, because hopefully, like Mr. Pachinko doesn't even care about them and will sell them for a cheap price. I don't know. It's not one of their big leading IPs, and if it was, why aren't they making more of it? But let's face it, Mr. Pachinko, and yes, I think that's a much better name than what they are now, should just sell off everything and get out. There, that's another thing I get to say, because I don't think there's anybody who's happy with the company. Just sell your IPs so that they don't have to die or become pachinkos, and we can all move on. Yeah, that sounds good. Speaking of moving on, the heroes of Crash. A child psychologist theorized that your favorite Pokemon is the one you feel or fear that you are. What does your favorite Pokemon say about you? I don't have a favorite Pokemon, so I get nothing! Woohoo! Yeah, scapegoat! Yeah, sorry, I still can't decide. I can't even think about what my favorite Pokemon is. There's so many good ones. And I need to... And once I get finished on the whole Wii list, the 20 Wii list, I can move on and do the Kalos list, and I can do the, what was it? My favorite abilities, because even though I said I'd never find a favorite ability, because there's so many good ones, I finally found one that took the top spot. I finally found one, and that's the only reason I'm making one. It's because I finally found a favorite. I don't think I can really say that about Pokemon, because there's just so many of them that are so good. And it's really hard for me to say which one is truly the best of them all. I'm really hoping I don't have to go back on my word on that, like I've done so many times this year on so many things, but hey, on the positive side, that turned out for the better in the end for you guys, right? Because you got to see the face reveal and the update, and I'm expanding the list to 20. So sometimes going back on your word can be a good thing, but I really don't want to do that. I feel like Sakurai. Alright, let's see. Luciano Bartoloni. I'm really bad. I'm so bad at names. Please don't hate me. Do you watch any of the Normal Boots crew? And if so, thoughts on them? I don't really watch anybody from the Normal Boots crew, although I will say, Peanut Butter Gamer? I'm not subscribed to him, and I've barely watched any of his videos, but he is probably the one guy out of all of those, I don't even know the others, who I respect the absolute most. And I don't really want to say why. Well, I guess I could. A few years ago, somebody accused me of stealing one of his videos. Yeah, you heard me. Somebody accused the first Easter egg video I made of being from his channel. And I got into contact with him and I asked him. And he responded. And he was like, no, there is absolutely nothing in that video that is of my content whatsoever. So I respect the guy wholeheartedly. I respect the guy so much because he took time out to actually respond to that. And I think this was actually during a time when he went to a Quake convention? The QuakeCon, I think? I can't remember. But so out of just that, I respect the guy a lot. And I will admit that the one video I saw was the Majora's Mask binge around thing. That was a really good video. I don't know why I don't check out any more of his. But I think it's just because I want to check out videos with people I normally associate with and people I normally talk to. I know that doesn't sound like much of a good reason, but that's kind of it. But as I've said, I do respect this guy. Let's see. It's, Pokefan, U-Quiz, Jinxie. Nobody's gonna blame me for getting that one wrong. Okay, nobody gets to blame me. Do you like honest trailers? Yeah, I do kind of like honest trailers. Not subscribed, but I do check them out on, like, normal, like, sometimes from time to time. I'm trying to remember which ones were really good. The Little Mermaid one was really good. Holy crap, they tore that one anew. I'm trying to think of which ones they also did. I mean, there's so many they've done. They've done so many. I would love to see them rip. I'd love to see the satire they could do with The Force Awakens, because there's so much they could do based on everything else they've done. But yeah, I can at least say that I've enjoyed a lot of the honest trailers. JWD, Beep the Creeps. What microphone do you use to record your voice, and is it relatively cheap to buy? I use a Logitech desktop microphone. It was actually like 30 and then 20, and that was, I mean, it was really cheap back then, but I can't find it anymore. This is like the last one in existence, I guess. And I have tried the Blue Yeti. Believe it or not, I have tried the Blue Yeti microphone. It is pretty much the same thing as what I'm using. So anybody who's telling me to get a better microphone, everybody usually points to the Blue Yeti. I really don't have much of a difference between that one and this one, and the one that I'm using. So for one that costs 150 and one that costs about 30, you are getting screwed, cut. Late cut. So if you can actually find the Logitech desktop mic that has a USB, get that one. That's the one I recommend. And the only reason I'm showing this part is because I wanted to show you that I got the banana medal here, and I was going to get the coins, but you don't need to see me get that. Another cut, because I'm so bad at this. Yay for being bad! Because I wanted to make sure that you guys at least saw, or at least are aware, that I got all the banana medals and all the bananas in the first 3 worlds. Because that way the transition to the Wii U becomes so much easier. Oh, it's going to be nice to just finally get back into that. Alright. I think this might be my last question. Yeah, I can at least do this last one. Bennick the Hedgehog. Have you ever watched an anime called Sword Art Online? And if so, what are your thoughts on the first series of it? I watched, I think it's the first 26 episodes, and I thought they were really good, but when I got to, like, the gun stuff, I was just like, I'm slowly losing my interest. But other than that, I thought it was pretty good. Not much all I can really say about that one. Except I thought the first season of it was really good. The second part where they got to, like, the fairy world and magic stuff, that's where you started to lose me a little bit. But other than that, I thought it was fine. And on that note, I think I am done here. This is going to be the last banana, and immediately I'm going to go to that whole new end slate screen for the DK Time to Play 64. Look in the description box, or at least in the comments that you'll see of mine, where I'm putting the link or the ID for the new Smash Tourney. It's not going to be posted up online, but at least you get to see it. I will see you guys next time. Later, everyone! And that is the start of a beautiful friendship. The Kremlin was doing the moonwalk! What have you done?